Was a lawyer for a long time, about 15 years before this happened. I was a defense lawyer. What it means is I used to get hired by insurance companies. For example, if you're in a car accident and you get into an accident with somebody and they say they're hurt, and the case goes to court and there's a lawsuit filed, your insurance company would have to hire somebody to defend you. And I tried to make sure that that was me and my firm, and for a number of years we did a lot of that work. And what it means is that we had to go to court all the time and try a lot of cases and learn about medicine, everything from whiplash to broken bones to paralysis, even loss of limbs. So, you start doing this for a number of years and you find out that, you know what, you're not scared to walk into a hospital. You're not scared to question a doctor. I mean, we did it all the time. We'd sit there in a room with a doctor. It's called a deposition. People in healthcare get scared of it when they have to go appear for one, and for good reason, because we fight and we question and we ask doctors and nurses, about their care and treatment. We try and find holes in order to win our case. But at the same time, along the way, you end up learning a little bit about medicine, and it makes you feel comfortable that you can walk into a hospital or walk into a doctor's office and actually talk to them. And the reason that I'm even bringing this up is because I was never a shy person. Nobody ever told me, Brad, you should speak up for yourself, Having all of this experience, being a loudmouth, having a great support system, friends and family, and being a lawyer, you'd think that if I went to the emergency room with a headache, I would be able to advocate for myself and make sure that things were getting done. I went to the hospital. I called 911. I was taken by ambulance. I arrived about 5:30 in the afternoon. Within an hour, I had family, friends, probably 6 or 7 people in the emergency room. I was hooked up to an IV, but nothing else was really being done for me. And I remember medically, I think I was becoming more and more distressed. I was becoming uptight. I was becoming agitated, and I was screaming. I was saying, what the hell's going on? Please, somebody help me, save me. And I remember that because I was being wheeled to the intensive care unit, and there was a code, and there were, people all surrounding me. And I just remember screaming probably seconds before I was intubated. And then the next thing I remember is 30 days or so later when I started to come out of the coma. And it was an induced coma, medically induced coma. And they told me how lucky I was to be alive. Then what ends up happening is that the cover-up becomes worse than the actual crime itself. Well, people that work in medicine, it's like anybody else. There's good days and there's bad days. You can go to the worst hospital in the world and happen to have the greatest doctor and who has a great idea and everybody's on and you get the best care. You can go to the greatest hospital in the world and have a bad day, and a cascade of horrible things happens. That's how most medical error occurs. It's a cascade. One bad thing happens, people look at it and be like, oh geez, I don't want to go near that. It happens in every profession. It happened in law a lot, and I relate a lot of what happened in medicine to what happened to me in law, because I'm not an expert in medicine at all, but I do know that when things go bad and there's a mistake made, there's that hot potato aspect of it where nobody wants to touch it. So I'm sitting in the hospital for 6 months, and as I say, guard goes down, people start to open up with you a little bit. And the doctor was looking at the chart and he said, what's this about your allergy to refusing antibiotics in the emergency room? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And it struck me as weird. And let's say a couple of days later, somebody else, another doctor, asked me something else about antibiotics. And it's the first time I'd ever heard about it. I don't know why they were asking these questions. I hadn't seen my chart yet. So I'm sitting there with black hands, necrotic, dying limbs, going through my medical records. And I just couldn't believe what I saw. Because according to the people that treated me at the emergency room, during that 8-hour period where it was me, about 5 or 6 other family members screaming for attention, begging for somebody to do something, somebody took it upon themselves to write down that I had refused antibiotics. And it just never happened. You know, how could things have been different? And what does advocacy have to do with any of this? And it's simple. And if I'm here to make the case, and I think this is why I was asked to speak, it's because I really do believe that I'm almost like the poster child for advocacy. When things go bad, sometimes having a friend or a relative is just not enough. And if there's a really, really good chance that if I would have had a professional advocate in the room, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours after I got there to come in and say, hey, look at this. White blood count is up here. Okay, platelets are down here. He's going into distress. Get him on a broad spectrum antibiotic and figure out what the hell the underlying infection is later. And that's what should have happened. And I think that if I would have had somebody in there to actually pull all of this together and pull these teams together, whatever went wrong could have been prevented. This room is filled with people that are interested in this business and want to be advocates and are looking for advocates. And they call themselves all different things. I mean, we have healthcare navigators, we've got patient advocates, we've got patient navigators, we've got life, elder care people, but we all do the same thing.